A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about the DM's discovery, his finding. Where did he learn about love from? Now, this is a very important realization for the masculine because this realization is a mirror of the realization of the feminine as well. Because when you have so many unsuccessful relationships, or you have one very deep, intense relationship, but it is extremely unsuccessful, and all you receive is pain in return, no love, no happiness, no joy. So you go and do inner work to get freedom from the pain, right? From the suffering. When you're doing inner work, basically you are in a position of focused attention, where you're constantly connected with source, or you at least try to connect with source. When you try to connect with source, naturally some changes happen within you, organically. Like when people go through Kundalini awakening, they quit eating non-veg food, they don't drink. Even if people invite them for parties and get-togethers, they're not very interested in that. They would rather have a good night's sleep at that point in time. And then later on, when they see those people acting crazy after being drunk, they are like, good, I did not go for this. I avoided it. Personally also, I get many invitations. There was a time when no one used to invite me because I was obviously not that interesting for them. When you do source integration, you become slightly attractive for even those people who are not in the same vibration as you. But they can look for, they look for happiness. So they look for happiness in clothes, they look for happiness in companionship, they look for happiness in parties and so many things, food. And when they see a person who's happy and relaxed, or a person who has a mission, they have some mission. So the mission, basically mission also appears in your life properly. Those people who tell me, constantly comment to me, I don't know what my mission is, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I'm so confused. I tell them you can take a personal session, you can take a reading, or you can, when you can't work on yourself, you need someone's guidance. But actually you are the person who has to decide. You are the person who has to think like, what are the areas you are very much interested in, keen about. But till the time you don't do source integration, or till the time you don't surrender also. Surrendering is not easy. Surrender means you are done with everything. You have done whatever you had to do to become a happy person, so you surrender. When you surrender also, that time also some people get the mission, because universe is telling them surrender and here, do this work. You are here to do God's work. You're not here for time pass. Every single minute or second that you have on planet Earth, it's all given to you to do higher work. Okay? But we don't. We don't, because we are watching a lot of movies. Ever since we are born, nowadays it's even more dangerous. When we were kids, we did not get the luxury of television or so many television channels and this and that. We used to play in the mud. We used to go out in the garden. We do have rigid programming. Undoubtedly, we have rigid programming. We do have narcissistic abuse. We could have sexual abuse. We could have all of those things. But today's child is in far more bigger danger, because as soon as they open their eyes, little babies, they can operate the phone and they are glued to a screen. The mother has to do the housework. The father has to do the, office work. The child is crying and then they go like, hey, don't cry. Let me play some cartoon for you. And they'll put the cartoon and then the child is busy looking at the screen. Stops crying immediately. And I have seen it happening in my own family, by the way. So I tell them, don't put them in front of the screen already, because they're too young. They've just started walking and talking. Some of the things we cannot avoid, obviously. We need to have a healthy balance of technology, modern time, and whatever we have. We need to use the technology for our growth. The masculine and the feminine, See, they are mirroring each other. And one of them who is doing the inner work definitely needs that other person as a mirror, not because the mirror only supposed to show you good things. The mirror is showing them good things. In the previous channeling, we shared about how the masculine feels absolutely lucky to get the love back of the feminine. Now, those who are listening, they would definitely want that to happen to them, right? But they did not hear the part where I said, you need to do inner work, and they were in separation for so many years. Finally, they came back. Finally, first they start harmonizing. They don't get into that zone where you're sitting next to each other, you're living under the same house. And let me tell you, there are people who are living under the same roof, but they are not together. They are going through very strong separation phase. They don't even look at each other eye to eye. One of them may be the chaser, one of them may be the runner, or they could be doing the role reversal again and again. As soon as some karmic leaves, the man finds a karmic, he is busy with her, the woman is crying and being sad. Then the karmic dumps the masculine comes back to the feminine, but now she has found a karmic, she is not interested in him anymore. And then he's sitting and crying and playing the role of the chaser. And then it keeps happening. Sometimes people get divorced and they come back. For the sake of children, they say we are coming back. But actually, they tried out a lot of karmics, and none of the karmics was as tolerating and patient as the husband was to the wife or the wife was to the husband. So they realize it. If the ego is too high, like it happens in celebrities, they find true love. They find true love because, they are manifestors. They can manifest a lot of materialistic things. So they manifest love also, relationship also. They are very happy with each other. But the ego is so high. As soon as one person is getting more recognition, more fame, more publicity, more something, the other one starts feeling bad. Jealousy, envy. They want to bring that person down. Or the other person is using the other as a tool to grow in life. Once they feel it's not happening, I'm not getting that much, or I have gotten whatever I could have gotten. Half of these people are actually doing porn. Most of them. Whenever I watch a music video, I don't want to name the artist, and listen to their lyrics, I go very like, what the hell is this? This is porn. Whether you look at the visuals, whether you look at the sound, whether you listen to whatever, it is absolute porn. But they do it, and so many people are appreciating it. While at the same time, you have poor porn stars because they are not as egotistical as them, So when they are doing porn films or something, they are going through a lot of suffering, misery as well. Because then they are comparing themselves with those big movie stars. Have you seen all those girls, men and women who want to be big time celebrities, they want to be very famous, but they end up doing these small roles or menial jobs, behind the camera work. They don't want to do it. They also want to be on the big screen. They also want to be applauded and loved and appreciated by so many people. So one of the biggest hindrance in the separation for the twin flame community is their fascination for the television and for the films and whatever they copy from that. Because when they were little children, when they had no idea about what love is, they used to watch a romantic movie. They used many romantic movies, or they would read those type of books, or they would watch those type of TV shows, because they are also looking at the adults. The elders are also copying the same thing. The adults and the elders also want the same type of love in their life. Same type of companionship, same type, whatever is shown in the movie. In the movie, there are many things they show. They also show people with very fit bodies. Does everyone have that type of fit body? And they can only feel bad about it because no matter what they do, they still eat the normal type of food. Max to max, they would go for a walk or do some house chores, and that's about it. But how to get that fabulous body like the celebrity? So a lot of people are hitting to the gym. Some people are taking slimming capsules. Husbands and wives are trying to maintain, some kind of interest in each other. And then they don't find that interesting. They start looking for it in other people. So the DM and the DF have to reach to a stage where they have to deprogram one of the biggest problem creator. they can show many beautiful things on television and media. They can show wonderful movies. I have to say this over here. The other day, I had shared some information on the ongoing virus, situation. And I had mentioned how Ayurveda can help, in this area. And that video was taken down by YouTube, and I was also given a strike, a community guideline strike, because I mentioned that you can heal this problem, this fever or this or whatever it is, by using Ayurvedic concepts that are mentioned in Charak Samhita. Charak Samhita also talks about how psychologically you can heal many diseases. And when I raised an appeal, they told me that, it's against WHO and this and that. I was very shocked. WHO is just very recent organization, but what I mentioned is 10,000 years old. And it's not my own creation as well. I tried some of the Ayurvedic concepts in my life. So many things. I told you guys once, I had a major problem, major pain in my gums because of bleeding gums. I never had that issue. But I was eating a lot of ice creams and eating a lot of stupid food. So I had the bleeding gums issue, and I just happened to use alum water to gargle, and I could have wasted 10,000 in one sitting or two sitting, 10,000, 20,000. I know people spend a lot of money at the dentist, and I'm talking about Indian currency. If you go abroad, then you're spending in dollars. Although sometimes it's almost the same when you convert and translate. But the alum was only $50. It would cost less than $50. And it helped me within 4 days. The first day only when I started gargling, I could feel that my muscles were healing, And I share these type of concepts with people. So what? I'm helping them out, right? But they don't want people to be helped out because they are using media to program people to believe that they are sick and they need some kind of healing. But not the type of healing that you actually need, a spiritual healing or a mental healing. You need spiritual therapy. So I told you guys that some of the people who are from the animal lover community, they also connect with me on and off when they are in depression or distress. So the other day I was talking to someone, and this boy told me that because his family thinks he's stupid, or because he also sometimes thinks something is wrong with him, or his class teacher, school teacher, college teacher would look at him and tell him, are you drunk, are you high? Because he's just so deep into himself. He's not high or anything, but they think that there is something wrong with this child. So they sent him to psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist immediately wrote down 3 pills. One of the pill was Xanax, one was Prozac, I think. And he told me that he took Xanax once, and his head was like he was in a different world. He was sleepy, he was tired. All they were doing was giving him a cure for anxiety. Now just imagine, this is the cure they are giving. Pills, chemical drugs, not something herbal, not something Ayurvedic, not something which can actually help him out, not even some kind of mental coaching. So these are the children, because these children are more deep and they are awakened children. They were born awakened, but the programming ruined them. However, they still have that light in them, so they keep attracting, information or people or something, They have compassion for animals, they have compassion for nature. They like to spend time in the park, in the garden, or they like to be alone in their house. They would rather live in a house alone without anybody than live with other family members or relatives. Why are they like that? It's not like someone created them, like some human created them like that. They were born biologically, undoubtedly, but they had that consciousness within them, which you get after many lives of inner work. Some people think that inner work is so easy, like I should do it in 2 months. Some people ask me this, can you put me into union in 2 months or 1 month, or can you just stop my DM's marriage or this and that, or his engagement? Can you break him? I tell them that yes, in therapy we can help you release karmics. We can help you release the 3D connections, 3D problems, But for that, you also need to have done some kind of work in the past. Otherwise, why would you get attracted to a karmic release or a chakra alignment or a narcissistic abuse release kind of a therapy, or a declutter your house kind of a therapy? How many of you actually clean your house, like remove all the clutter, decorate it, keep it nice, have a lot of plants in it, take care of animals around, make sure that there is cleanliness? How many actually do that? When you are in the dark night of the soul, you don't do any of that. As soon as you start recovering, you start cleaning things around. You want to clean everything around you. Why? You want to throw away the garbage and the clutter and the things that people collect for years and years and years. I remember when I was going through this, I felt like throwing out all the furniture, all the fancy furniture, because my house looked like a store full of furniture. So many wardrobes, so many this. So there is a huge center table, which there's a typical sofa that everyone has. I used to always think, why do we need to have a living room? Like, why does everyone have the same type of living room? Everyone has the same type of living room. I don't want to have that type of a living room. Why can't we put a bed in the living room? Why living room only has to have sofas and this and that? Because we watch it in the media. We watch it in the movies, we watch it in the TV shows, and everybody is getting hypnotized by it. Everybody. The media is telling us you need to have this in your house, you need to have that in your house, you need to have this much money in your bank account, you need to do this or you need to do that. So the DM, when he is basically, DM or DF, to be honest, everyone is searching for true love. The DM, some of them start as a playboy, but how many DFs have not done that? So many DFs used to party and go out and have so many boyfriends and smoke cigarettes and get drunk all the time. Didn't they do it? So why can't the DM do it? DM can also learn from that, because sometimes when you have enough of it, enough of heartbreaks, enough of betrayals, that also gives you an awakening, because you get a soul shock, such a bad, heavy duty soul shock. You're like, oh my God, I need to get out of it. So it is an energy which is a mirrored energy, but a mirrored energy in the sense it helps them to heal. So they change the content they watch. They stop consuming. Like, there is some movie which is out in the market right now, and everyone was telling me, watch it. And I'm sure these type of things must be happening with you also. Everyone was talking about this movie in India. It was such a big movie, such a big hit. Oh my God. Every child, every reel, every thing you see on the internet, it's all about that movie. The dance steps are so vulgar, but I once saw a video where a man had dressed up a boy as a girl, because obviously he could not get a girl. He could not convince any girl, a normal regular girl, to dance like that. So he made a boy wear a wig and dress up like a girl, and he performed all those vulgar steps with that kid. And there are so many people in the comment section, you could see they're clapping. Some of them even wrote that don't do something, don't get carried away. Don't forget it's a boy. I was shocked to read those comments. I was shocked because I was like, what the hell is happening? And so somebody recommended that movie to me also, and it was all over. You could see the advertisement. So I thought, let me watch the movie. It happens with me many times. I don't know how many people go through the same thing, and if you are, you can also mention it and help the community by sharing your experiences that help you in your ascension. So I'll come to that. First, let me also talk about Game of Thrones, whatever it was, Game of Thrones. So everybody told me to watch Game of Thrones, and I was like, oh my God, this Game of Thrones is like a tsunami. If you don't watch Game of Thrones, are you even a normal person? Like, that also was given to me once. I said, I don't like to watch the show. So due to social pressure and due to way too much praise and PR and this and that, I also said, let me watch Game of Thrones. What is this Game of Thrones? I got very curious about it, okay, to be honest. And then I started watching. I was like, I saw the first episode, second episode. I was like, why don't I connect? Why am I not getting so excited with this? And thanks to all the recommendations, I managed to watch the season 1, and I was disgusted. Disgust is the word I had. I was disgusted. But the social pressure made me watch one more season. I was still thinking, what is it that everyone is so awestruck about? Like, I don't know. I had gone to a friend's studio, and I did not realize, maybe he was hitting on me, and he said, let's watch Game of Thrones. I said, okay. And after a while, obviously it's awkward, when you're watching all those love-making scenes. You're in a room alone with a guy, and he's looking at you like, do you want this too? And I was like, let's not watch it, because I just wanted to leave from there. But it's literally like how people say Netflix and chill on Tinder, and they are like, let's Netflix and chill. What do they mean by Netflix and chill? Put on something stupid like this, and then later on, once you're done, nobody wants to chill. People don't even want to do Netflix after that. They just want to leave, So women and men, it's like both are getting affected by this. Not just women are getting used physically, even men are getting used physically, especially the one who are more spiritualistic. They are also looking for love. So I could not watch Game of Thrones after season 2. I just could not. I tried a lot, but I could not. I just could not match up to that vibration. It was too low frequency for me. And I'm not trying to say that I'm such a, amazing person that I could not watch Game of Thrones. I just did not connect with it. It was hard for me. So I cannot force myself to watch Game of Thrones just because all my siblings and cousins and friends and people are watching, and every time they meet, they discuss Game of Thrones. And I'm like, how the hell can they even discuss this thing? What is there to discuss about Game of Thrones? Then the latest one is some very popular movie that everybody is watching and talking about it. So some people told me that, why don't you watch it? I said, okay. I played it. 5 minutes into it, 10 minutes into it, 10 minutes into it. I could not understand a thing. And I just did not feel interested in it. And I was like, let me watch it a bit more, maybe from 10 to 15. But after 15, I was like, I can't watch it. I'm done. And it's a hugest hit. Made a lot of money for the film industry. So many movies like that, and so many things. And sometimes, there are some shows where people are very much excited. Like there was one show called Sacred Games. Okay. The first season was full of violence and crime and this and that. And then the second season talks about how this criminal person becomes a spiritual man, joins a cult, joins a guru, only because the guru is having sex with him. The guru is bisexual, and if you want to please the guru, then everyone has to have sex with him. And he was very excited about it. And he was given all the drugs and everything. And this is all happening under the pretext of spirituality. Now, I really liked that second season, but the second season was not liked by many people. Many people said it's not good, it's boring, because they could not see their hero, getting fucked over by some person who claimed to be a guru. That part they did not like, but it's a reality. This is happening everywhere. So many places this is happening. So twin flames or star seeds or light workers, whatever label you want to give to yourself, an ascensioner, a seeker, you got to be very careful of where you're going and what you're doing. I mean, of course, when you do a considerable amount of inner work, you're very able to see through these things and you don't get affected by these things that easily. But if the DM is sort of catching up with the DF, which is what this channeling is about, because she quit this a long time back, and also about making money. These things also we learn from the films and the television, the fancy web series. So just like the second part of Sacred Games, which was more about reality, people did not like that reality. I loved it. I was like, wow, the second part is far better. The second season is far better. And the end was just amazing. Because the same guy, the same criminal, ends up killing the guru under the influence of some drug that he was being given. The guru was distributing drugs to people so that they are always high. Some kind of chemical pill. And if you take that pill once, then you cannot get off of it. You just cannot. You need that pill to live your life. You'll probably increase the dose. From 1, you'll go into 2 or 3, but you need that pill. Without that pill, you can't live. The pill makes you go crazy. So one of the protagonists, because he had he was on the case, he was trying to solve the case. You guys can watch that show. You can watch the second part itself, if not the first. But there is a lot of pornography, there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of crime. All of that is also there. But it's, at the end, it's trying to tell people that this is not where God is. And they show it in a very wonderful way. This is what I liked about that show. That they're telling the people that you can't be happy as a criminal, you can't be happy as an actress. They showed some actresses also who were involved in that crime and all that. You can't be happy as a false prophet. You can't be happy as a rich man who has millions and billions. Nobody is happy. At the end, that's what they're trying to tell. Nobody is happy. A terrorist is not happy, a criminal is not happy, a cop is not happy. Who the hell is happy? Happy is that person who's not involved in any of this and they just live their life and they just, for me, you just work on your solar plexus. That's all you're supposed to do. And you can figure it out. You can Google how to enhance or how to strengthen the energy of your solar plexus. Being a twin flame, that's important. Some people's emotional authority is coming from solar plexus. And without emotional authority, what are you here to do? You can't do much without emotional authority. So they are coming on this realization. One of them has come before the other, or one of them maybe is, a bit late, maybe is the tortoise, but goes ahead of the rabbit. So he's just sitting and wondering that where did I get this love list? What made me think that love has to be like this? Because he went through some shitty karmic experience, or he was doing some business or some job and he started burning out. He got burned out. He was working so hard. He was trying to be somewhere. He was trying to get the appreciation and love of people, his family members, whosoever. And he was like, I'm going to do this and but he got burned out. At one point, he could not do it anymore. He just got sick of it because everything that he was doing was supposed to be done from the ego perspective, for ego satisfaction, for ego massage, for materialistic fulfillment to get a place in the society. So after a point, if you are an awakened person, or even if you're 50% awakened, and then somebody's awakening rubs off on you, it could be the divine feminine. After the divine feminine goes silent, after she stops contacting, we tell divine feminines, don't contact the masculine. There is a reason why we tell you that. Because you have the tendency of going back and contacting the masculine. You can't wait. You can't be patient. All those people who tell me I contacted my DM and now things are fine, maybe they were not contacting the DM due to some ego issue, so they resolve that ego issue and they can pick up the phone. Maybe they were the ones who were running away from love. Who knows? These are complex things. These things you can only find out in therapy if you talk to me one-on-one. Otherwise, you do your own inner work. You work on yourself. You do whatever it takes to do your inner work so that you can become financially, emotionally, mentally, and physically free. So that you don't have to depend on anyone. You don't have a love addiction. And love addiction comes from the media. So now he is working to, figure out, to check on himself. Like he's changed his content. Content is food for the mind. Please remember that. So sometimes we give content to people and then we ask them during the therapies, we ask them to tell us how it makes you feel. Different people see it differently. Some people who are extremely into the inner work, they even tell me that it's disgusting, I could not watch it. It's hard to watch it for me. And I understand, okay. So they cannot watch it too. Like if I sometimes ask people, do you like Game of Thrones? And they tell me, oh, I love it. I just love it. I'm not judging anyone, guys and girls, just in case you love it. But then that shows the quality of your mind. If you're loving all of that, the quality of your mind, you need to do inner work. And for sure, after inner work, you don't like the same type of content that once upon a time you were crazy about. So that's the reason why I said I can't judge you, because at one time I was watching the same garbage, eating the same garbage, watching the same garbage, wearing the same garbage. Like you tell me to dress up You tell yourself to dress up on a summer, on a hot summer day, you'd probably wear shorts and t-shirt or some kind of a nice flowy dress, which is not, too much covering your body, making you feel extreme heat. It's the right time to dress up like that. But if in a freezing winter night, you're going out for a party and you dress up in the outfit that you're supposed to wear during summers, what is that? That is programming from the media. The media is telling you wear this, even if it is snowing outside, even if it is cold outside, but you gotta wear this because you gotta show your skin. If you're not gonna show your skin in a club, who is going to like you? In India, in Bollywood, they have shown actresses wearing a chiffon sari in a snow-clad mountain. And this was a trend. A Bollywood actress cannot be successful if she does not wear a chiffon sari and dance in the snow. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Until and unless they have attained some kind of a mastery over their body senses, that they can walk bare feet or be naked in the snow and not get affected by the weather. I saw one video of a yogi. He was wearing, but even he was wearing something warm. He was wearing an animal skin as a, lower bottom thing. He was wearing a lot of rudraksh. He had dreadlocks and he was bare feet. And he was singing and dancing and chanting in the snow. He was in deep meditation. And people were making videos. Like somebody made a video saying that look at this man. So some kind of spiritual power helps it. Or else you're tripping so high on your ego. There is a crew of 150 people, all of them wearing jackets and warm clothes. Even the hero, even the actor who's playing her boyfriend or lover, even he is fully clothed. He is wearing all possible clothes. But she is not. She has to show her skin and she has to dance in a thin chiffon sari. What is it? What is it trying to tell the women? That the woman's role is only to show her body and the woman's role is only to look beautiful. Even if it is freezing cold, she should show her beauty, her bodily beauty. That doesn't make sense. So this is a very important channeling if you get it. If you get it, it's a very important channeling. The masculine seems to be getting it in this, according to this channeling. For your personal situation, you can connect with me. You can first check out the description box. It has information on personal sessions and therapies. As I keep saying, various therapies can help you out, but you need to do that work as well. Therapy does not mean that you're just paying for the therapy and everything will change after 4 sessions. Therapy means you are open to work, you are serious about inner work, you care about inner work, and you are professionally contacting someone to do your inner work, and then you also trust that person and you also trust universal energies and you surrender. Basically, you are surrendering and you don't want to be that old self of yours that was the old version of yourself, the miserable version of yourself. You want to be an independent, strong version of yourself. Okay? So once you're sure, only then write to me, or you can book the session and please write to me immediately, because sometimes you book the session but PayPal does not show your email ID or some way that I can connect with you. And on the email, I only get a notification that so and so has booked a session. But they have not written to me. How am I supposed to look for them? Even if I do one reading in a week, that doesn't matter to me. But I want to do it on timely basis, Sometimes I have my personal things and I don't get time to do any channeling for a week, 10 days. So many times I've taken weekly gaps also, because you can't just do channelings as if you're not ready enough for it. You don't feel like it. Channelings or making the videos. It's not easy to make these videos, guys. You need to sit in front of the mic, you need to record it, you need to research, and you need to have a personal experience, you need to have some intuition about it, you need to have a vision. Something happens only then you want to share, because you feel like I must share this information, it will help someone. That's also a major reason. And at the same time, you just only want to do these type of things. You don't want to get into any other profession because this is the only thing you feel like doing. Everything else seems stupid. Talking about anything else. Okay, talking about anything else. I mean, talk about freedom, talk about love, talk about beauty in the real sense. Talk about animals, talk about plants, talk about nature, talk about Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Even if Bible helps you in becoming a higher version, why not? There are so many people who preach from Bible or who have grown because they're looking for that, and then they cross question it, and then only one thing cannot teach you. That is one thing for sure. Only one thing cannot teach you. So both of them are basically awakening people, and they are making sure what they eat, what they drink, what they watch, what they sleep, it's the right thing for them. So thank you so much for doing this type of inner work. Thank you so much for being here with me. Kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me if you happen to book a session with me. We'll wait for the right time, and the right time, when you are in the right time, you will get to know. Just be a bit more patient. Okay, so one love and peace out, and I'll see you soon in another one.